There's been some changes announced at the latest budget in March 2024, and the two main ones I'm going to talk about are the changes with regard to service accommodation. So if you've got holiday lets at the moment, a lot of landlords post Section 24 that was introduced in 2017 by George Osborne, that took away the ability for landlords to deduct their interest only part of their payments from their gross rent. So then ended up having to pay much more tax. And that's why you see, as a consequence of that taxation rule change, lots of landlords have exited. But whoever didn't exit either did move all of their properties through a process into a limited company and traded now as a limited company investment entity, or they used the it was a almost like a quant, I should say, on the tax rules that said basically if you've got holiday lets and you rent it for over 200 days, or it's available to rent for over 200 days a year, then you can still deduct your interest only part of the payment off your tax bill. And that was a unfair rule, really, because I think why would a landlord who's doing the PRS and renting to long-term renters be penalised when versus a self-service accommodation provider? So that's now been or is going to be scrapped past in 2024. We're assuming sometime in June that these will kick in. So that then basically makes it expensive now to be a landlord owning property in your personal name and doing service accommodation. So you will get two things that come out of it. One, either a flurry of people selling, because they'll be like, oh my God, over the next few years, you will start seeing people exiting them from 24 and the high tax, or you will get them to migrate over. But if you've got one, it's probably not that worth migrating your one property into a limited company, because the cost of running a limited company, let alone all the ancillary costs that it takes for you to get that property into a limited company, it may not be worth it. So I think the days are numbered for service accommodation landlords who hold property in their personal name. Of course, if it's in a limited company, it makes no difference. But if you're holding it under your personal name, you will need to do something about it. Now, the second thing I'm going to talk about is multiple dwelling relief. So multiple dwelling relief used to be a relief that was allowed for people who were buying multiple dwellings, as the relief suggests itself. And multiple used to be anything more than one. And now the challenge is rich people used to buy very expensive properties with an annex on the land, and I've got an annex. So actually, there's two properties on that property on that land. So actually, my stamp duty should be worked out in the following way. So you take the £1 million and you divide it by half, because there's two properties on it, and then you pay stamp duty based on the 500,000, not the £1 million, and that used to save quite a bit of money for purchases. That's now slated to be scrapped from June. I'm told this morning, actually, June 25, that's going to come in. So we've got a bit of time still, but that's going to go. How can you then take what's the workaround? So basically the workaround is very much using non-residential commercial stamp duty. So instead of buying, the only difference is the numbers go a little bit higher. So it's not 2, but if you're buying anything, blocks of flats like I specialize in, anything bigger than 6 or more, then you can apply the non-residential cost effective, I should say, than paying normal stamp duty. Because if you buy a block of flats, or 6 flats, we bought one recently, £10 million, you then we did the divide by 10, so 100,000, and apply the surcharge for stamp duty. But now in the future, we will use a non-residential commercial SDLT to value that for stamp duty payment. So quite a few changes, but I'm going to focus on those two. So one, if you've got personal name property that you have still and you need to get rid of them, so you need to do something about them, because your tax is going to increase significantly from this year onwards. And multiple dwelling relief, yeah, okay, it's a relief. It's a really weird one, because it's in the world where we've got so many other problems in this country. Public services don't work. The roads, the education system, the NHS doesn't work. They're focused on the smallest amount can. I guess you're probably just clutching at straws here as a government to find something to talk about in the budget. So that's where I would leave it. Again, I think for me, the strategy now, this 2024, 25 onwards, really, we need to stop buying one house. We need to stop buying one HMO and stuff like that, because quite frankly, you keep leaving 25% deposit in. And let's say the average house, 400,000, 300,000, let's say in the UK, you leave 25% in when you buy it, that's 75,000. Plus your stamp duty, some legals and some works, that's £100,000. How many £100,000 do you actually have before you run out? The way I will teach you how to invest money is to find blocks of flats that are already there, already in existence, making money already, passive income. They're on one freehold, and then I teach you how to add value in three ways. Buy them at a discount, add value via referral. Third one is actually creating separate titles for these individual flats that you are able to refinance on their individual mortgages. By doing those three, we are able to increase the value of what we paid at least 25% or more, and that is the 25% that you will use as your deposit for your mortgage. So that's where you get your deposit in. You take your money that you've used to buy the place out, and in effect, you're getting 100% mortgage. But of course, the 25% was the value that you created. So have a look at my website, www.quidditygroup.co.uk. Our next 2-day course is coming up in April 2024, 12th and 13th. And if you're interested, DM me and I'll send you some more information. But otherwise, we've got lots of content on our website and you can follow us there. Thanks for watching.